All right. Like he's a new man. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all of this, it is that change begins with the individual. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Yomorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all of these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which this city stands. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It's too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We'll retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor. I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Oh, hello. Yes, of course. Hayden? Bet? That's me. I liked your speech, but there's folks outside these walls that don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are counting their crumbs. If we plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take my office and my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Ceres. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. And since we all have a great deal to consider, I had resolved to remain here until such time as Yulmore's future was secured, but it is clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence that they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went out on ours. So Alphino's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends. In paradise. That paradise is gone, but something better is taking its place. I reckon I want to be part of it. This Yulmore for the people Master Chai has been going on about ain't gonna build itself, after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference. Though, help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one which you clung before, and one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. It's a matter of taking the first step. Pain and pleasure. Truly, to see Kai Shear thus inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. Yet, however much I may wish to stay out and see what comes of his efforts here in Yulmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we shall return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Bekalug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Alright, that was some filler. But I guess that's an actual conclusion to Yulmore's story. For that. Tiny. I require access to the ocula. Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Yomor. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and after some considerable soul searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame we weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Oversight? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, and concluded at length that White Oversight was ill-suited for our purpose. But Orion J, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of an Asian, the stone could house one of our souls with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Beck Luke's invaluable insight, it would indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant. Damn it, I accidentally clicked. It would, theoretically, be possible to channel your minds into the Arsa instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process. Which is why we have abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then, we are no closer to a solution than when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned to the transference of memories and the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Sirs, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une? I speak of the royal eye of the elegant imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Ceres return to the source and inform Cryo and the others of our findings. Agreed. I mentioned Tatara will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. I like how I just did like a see ya. With regard to Tataru, won't you? Yes. We sure. We're a good old pat on the head. Alright. Ow. Tataru, long time no see. There is, you're back. How did everything go on the first? Wait, don't tell me. Cal will be here shortly. She'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others, their bodies, I mean. Guys, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. I'll speak with the Oh, several cutscenes. Look at that. Movie time.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
You found a lead at very least.
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
Estinian. Well, well.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Well.
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead.
Xenos.
But his soul lives on. And he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos ye Galvas. Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
Ah, I'm gonna see it. So is she. Get to see what happened after he tried to attack. What the hell? Seen him in action, his body at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you'll join me, then by all means. What good it will do. The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. My God. I was sick as hell. But the simple pleasures of one's own flesh. Truly, there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Ceresal's barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer. Emperor Varus, your Radiance, are you alright? May wear out our welcome. They're gonna think we killed him. Your Radiance, no. Must even the most middling of sport be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. Leave these vermin to you. Thanos. Well, any bright ideas? One. I'm pretty sure those things still had the bullet in them. Oh my god. Wow. Your Radiance. The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. Oh god, what? They think I'll be fucking like a Stinian. Let's keep moving. Ah! And yeah, on my mark. What's these two? I think not. Goddamn. Guys, you're fucking broken. Make ourselves easy marks and move it together. I suggest we split up. Right then, I'll take the low road, so to speak. I'll see you outside. Stay safe. It's cool doing these things where you're playing as other characters. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever get tired of them. Hello. Principal dynamics. Well, someone's been busy. Is that fucking... What was that? Oh my god, what the fuck? Is that Ultima? Oh no. Oh, Arc Ultima, volatile prototype. It is. Or at least something's like it. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. How edgy do you feel? Pretty edgy. It's sick. Cub Nidhogg. Oh my god. So he can still invoke Nidhogg's power. Oh. Right, that was pretty I knew that when he said that when he broke the cannon. What the fuck was that stuck to him though? Stuck to the fucking Ultima prototype. It seems we've been afforded an impromptu field test for the old battle data. I got more stuff. Let's see. There's an attack, potency of 3000. Dot. There's an attack with potency of 600 to all nearby enemies, as well as enemies in proximity to those initially affected. Star Diver. There's a jumping fire based. Sample data 14? What the fuck does that mean? There. Ah. I think this fucking really heals me. Oh god. Let me do that one. What was that? The dog showed him your fury. Oh my god.
Taste my loss.
Oh my god. Who's this? Is this a clone? Guardians and their Machina. Now, where are you, Gaius? Just some unlucky dude, note of importance. Alright, alright.
Are you all right?
Peer into my past, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. No matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds.
Yeah, I did that.
My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
Believe in us. Oh.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
Well, can't really control that.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
She must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? Sure, Beck, Lug can manage without you. But we've got enough silence to help them, if you ask me. Meanwhile, in Garlemald, oh. Traitors, you would dare deny Lord Nerva the throne? Well, there's already a civil war happening, I guess. Onward before this day is done. Victory shall be ours. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think? I find it amusing. Like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse. Ooh. That hue. Your soul is... Who are you? What the coat you got there? White robe figure. Before your majesty, I am but another dog. Lost in want of a new master. A hunting dog if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac. What? Huh. Well then. That's Meanwhile, and you more in the first. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? Ha, we'd best get packing. Steady work, board, and lodging? That's not a recipe for home. I don't know what is. Hope. Yes, so long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. Is that who Elidipus was talking about? About Warriors of Light? It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. Or is that can't be fucking Ardbert. Like, I'm pretty sure Elidipus was talking about like his own Warriors of Light. Oh my god. The fuck is happening? There is my, what a pleasant surprise. I was gonna leave. If you've come to inquire about after the Archons, fear not. Master Montoya's treatment has proven effective in stabilizing their corporeal ether. You mustn't grow complacent, however. Potent though these magics may be, they are not without limit. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work. Wonder if we could go with you to the first and help. Pardon the interruption, but I come bearing urgent news. Oh, look at you. Ceres has been far too long, my friend. Forgive me, I don't believe we have been formally introduced. Maxima, former Garlean ambassador. I remain here in Eorzea under the auspices of Commander Alden, offering what counsel I can in hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire. Ah yes, I have heard stories of a defector from Garlemald, but never mind that. You said you have urgent news? Indeed. As you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Garlean forces have been recalled from the Gimlet Dark. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the Alliance has withdrawn, leaving the Alamican resistance to keep watch over the border. And it is there that we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who claims that this de-escalation may belly growing dangers and unforeseen threats. Commander Alden has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it was clear to whom he wished to extend this invitation. It would seem time is of the essence. Well, he'll not be attending this meeting alone, though I am not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as our comrades. I see no reason to burden a single Scion with all this. Yes, of course, then we must make for the Alamigan quarter with all haste. Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two. Maxima! Commander Alden awaits us in the Royal Palace, if you would follow me. Oh, Gaius. Gotta cover him up like I wouldn't recognize his arm.
They're here, Commander.
And I for one am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark.
Quite busy.
Not that I understand half of it. When the Scions spoke of other worlds, I'd struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea.
Hello.
Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight, but to me his description seemed anything but, and upon further investigation I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
What, that Allagan monstrosity, created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legatus.
Indeed. Few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandanus, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea.
What? There's more than one?
We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them. But the fact remains that you, and you alone, have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious. We need you.
Well, gotta do it again.
And so, when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days, but it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further. I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all, even if it means begging your aid. The fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Yeah.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friend's plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
That sounds like it would force me to make a choice. Way to jinx it, Krell. As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. We can ill afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon, but with each passing day, the plight of the Scions grows ever more perilous. If you cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon, I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before returning to the first. Oh, that's just an extra thingamajiggy? Ruby Doomsday. Oh. Is that the ruby weapon? I take it you're ready to return to the first? Then I would ask you apprise the others of recent events here in the source. Namely, Xenos' return and the development of a new Ultima weapon. As for their bodies, you may assure them Master Montoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ether stable. Safe travel, Ceres. I hope to see you and the other Scion soon. I'm coming. How many patches did they have after Shadowbringers came out? You come at a most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on assault and it means to return the Scions home. I trust you two have been making good use of your time. I have learned quite some things. No tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others that we might all be appraised of the situation.
Now that we are all here, what news from the source?
Well, Xenos himself is alive, and they're making Ultima weapons.
A new Ultima weapon? We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Becklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
Ooh.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white aurosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will.
However?
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allagan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within aurosite or any other crystal.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allagan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found.
We're getting closer, at least.
Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
My apologies.
You know.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness. But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Let's go help out Lena. I must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it would be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? Let's. Lena! We have a little time, so I will be brief. We have a little time, so I will be brief. A Sin Eater has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. A Sin Eater? I had heard some few yet remained after the night had returned, but perhaps we should call the others. That will not be necessary. It is only a single Sin Eater, a simple task for our guard, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to complacency, and they gain nothing from an easy victory. But you do not underestimate your foes. However harmless they may seem, my men would do well to learn from your example. Let's be about it then. Excellent. So let's make for job. Job. However it's pronounced. If you'd wait here a moment, I will gather the others. Back my mic on accident. Hello. You may not remember, but you have met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side. Hello. I was at death's door that day after the Sin Eaters attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped through, and I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to. I too was there that very day. My friend was transformed into a Sin Eater before my very eyes, and I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, of holding a blade again, filled me with dread. That is no way to honor her or my comrades, and so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. A pleasure to meet you, miss. Truly, it seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight straight tomorrow to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think the Yomoran soldiers we once locked blades with are now on our side. We will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one. Hello. My apologies, Captain Lena. An elderly gentleman asked me to escort him to Clearmelt. It took longer than I anticipated. I'm not to begrudge your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to honored guests. It won't happen again. The name's Thaler. I'm sure you don't remember, but we met once before the infirmary. I think I remember. Remember the hair. Yeah. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the Warrior of Darkness. Little did I know I was already talking to her. Don't give up, don't give in. I keep those words close to my heart, and the boundless, beautiful skies above serve as a reminder of their importance. My friend got to see the knight's return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. They gave their lives for the promise of a future they'll never know, and so it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up. We won't give in. That's the spirit. Your heroism has inspired all of our guardsmen in much the same manner. Our scouts at the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let us not keep them waiting.